guys, Mermaid Nina here. Welcome back to my channel. I thought tonight we would talk about one of the most popular questions that not only do I get as a travel agent, but I see all over the internet and all across Facebook. And that is, what is the best age to take to Disney? So of course, parents are constantly wondering at what age is the sweet spot or the perfect age to take my kids to Disney. And of course, if you ask one of those Facebook groups, you might get several different answers, because kind of like the best time to go to Disney, it's kind of based on your personal opinion in a way. Obviously, if someone took their 5-year-old to Disney and that 5-year-old had an amazing time and those parents had an amazing time, they are going to think that is the best age. But I thought we would kind of break it down a little bit more than personal take, and kind of break it down so it can really help you think about what could be the best age to go to Disney. First, I want to start and say that I have taken my kids pretty much at all ages, and the ages that they aren't, meaning, older adults, I have taken brothers and siblings and friends during those ages. So I'm very familiar with all the different age groups at Disney. I am very familiar with the younger age groups and all the kind of nooks and crannies that go along with taking those different ages. I have honeymooned at Disney. I have been pregnant at Disney. I have taken a baby to Disney, toddler to Disney, a toddler and baby to Disney, and of course my kids are currently 9 and 12. So I have done all those ages, but let's get into it, shall we? All right, so let's start with the first stage, right? A baby. Let's talk about taking a baby to Disney. Oddly enough, I see lots of guests taking their babies to Disney. And, some of them take babies because they have older kids, and well, they're taking their older kids to Disney, so that of course means the baby kind of is coming along. Sometimes it's young adults. This is their first kid, and so they're taking their baby to Disney. But let's kind of break it down. So my personal take, no offense, hopefully, it's not my favorite age to take to Disney. I think it's because my babies just traveled with a lot of stuff. And it was a lot of stuff I didn't want to deal with had I waited another year or so. But these are the things we're going to talk about. So first thing, the pro about taking a baby to Disney is they nap a lot. They're napping in their stroller. They're napping if you wear them. They're napping in the middle of the rides. They're kind of easy breezy as long as you feed them and you change their diaper. They're pretty much mostly napping, and that can be very much a plus. Another great thing about babies is you can wear them. So when mine was younger, he would nap in my, body carrier, and then I would ride Pirates or Peter Pan or whatever the ride was while I'm wearing him. And he's happily asleep and has no idea he just went on a ride. That was a huge plus, especially when my toddler was like, let's go here. And it's like, the baby just kind of stayed on me and went with the flow. Brings me to my next point is babies they just kind of go with the flow. They're not going to talk back or complain because they have yet to talk. They're not going to run away from you and all those things that maybe the next stage will. And the other big perk about babies and those younger kids is they're free. Anyone younger than 3 is free at Disney. So I always took my kids right before they turned 3 because they're free, right? What's better than free? Nothing. The cons, right? So as I said earlier, the cons for me at least was all the stuff, all the bottles, the formula, the diapers, the special foods, all those little things that you constantly had to pack for babies. Obviously, if you're breastfeeding, that will be easier for you. But for me, I had to pack the bottles. I had to worry about warming the water. I had to worry about the formula. It was kind of a pain in the butt. I'm just going to be honest, guys. And I think the other con about bringing babies is maybe you're worried if you're keeping your baby on a schedule. So if you brought that baby home from the hospital and you were trying to get them on a schedule and get familiar with certain things, perhaps when mom and dad go to work, all those kind of things, that might be like kind of up in the air when you take that baby on vacation. So these are just kind of the things I was thinking about for this pro and con list per the ages. So again, If you have a baby because you're going with older kids, the baby just kind of goes with the flow. But in the end, is it really the best age to take to Disney? My personal opinion, not really. Should you take a baby to Disney? Sure, go right ahead, as long as you understand kind of the pros and cons of doing so. The next stage, of course, is toddlers. I put toddlers to 5 years old. This is probably the most popular age to go to Disney, or at least the most popular age that people think they should take their kids to Disney. Why? Well, it's at the age of believing, right? This is the age of excitement and wonder, and they believe absolutely everything they see. And watching them on these rides with their eyes just kind of blowing up in excitement is truly amazing and, tear-jerking, to be honest with you. They just get excited about everything. I remember my daughter, she was 2, and we took her, and every little part of the vacation, every little stage, she was just so excited about. Her first time on a bus, her first time in a hotel, her first time swirling on a chair because there was this chair in the hotel room that spinned. I mean, she was just happy with everything. A new toilet was exciting to her. My son, when we first took him when he was about 2, the monorail, he could just ride that monorail over and over and over again. The same thing with the railroad. They're just so easily impressed with every little thing, which makes that pretty dang exciting as a parent. And they still kind of go with the flow, right? You still have some control over, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. And another perk, which is also kind of a negative, is their stroller age, right? They're super easy to just plop in the stroller, give them a go-go squeezy, give them a toy, give them a bubble wand, and they're happy as can be. Cons? Well, you could be dealing with potty training or recently potty training, which means accidents or constantly running to the bathroom. These are just things to think about. They're toddlers, right? So you have to expect you might deal with some fits or some temper tantrums due to just, the heat, the overexposure, skipping naps. Maybe they have tired legs. Maybe they're overstimulated. This is kind of the age for those situations. And as a negative, I did write stroller age. Because even though being able to plop them in the stroller and just wheel them away and keep them content and happy, stroller age is kind of a negative for the parents, because I will tell you, after taking a stroller to Disney over and over and over again, us parents do get kind of tired of that stroller. The collapsing, the pushing, the parking, all that stuff. We were definitely excited when we were done with the stroller. But I will tell you, when you're in stroller age, you're very happy to have that stroller. So stroller and we kind of have a love-hate relationship. So that's why it's on the list. The other thing that's a con for this age is they're at the stage, which is wonderful and amazing at home, but at Disney, this whole I can do it by myself thing can get tiring. Mom, I want out of the stroller. I can walk. I can do it. I want to press the button. I want to do these things. So very cute and exciting, but could also be really? Can you just sit in the stroller? We're just trying to get to the next ride. Can you just stay in the stroller? That kind of thing, And another con can be, is due to their age, they can get scared, right? They can get scared and overwhelmed, not only scared by, things like characters, but loud noises. Think fireworks, think certain rides. Some kids are definitely thrill seekers at that young age. Some kids, not so much. So I think it really kind of comes down to, what is your kid like? Do you think your kid would be intimidated by a character? Is your kid afraid of Santa or the Easter Bunny? These kind of things are things to think about. The next age group is 5 to 8. Now, when I did a survey about what was the best age or your favorite age to take your kids to Disney, this is the age that actually won, which really surprised me, because most of my clients want to take their kids in that 3 to 5 zone, but yet the zone 5 to 8 years old is what really won. So let's break it down. What are the pros for being 5 to 8 years old? Well, they're older and they're taller, which means they can go on more rides, which of course is good for them, but it's also exciting for the parents who can only ride Winnie the Pooh so many times in a row. Yeah, speaking from Speaking from what happened to us, my daughter had us ride that Pooh ride, I think 6 times in a row until mom had to say, you know what? I need a break from Pooh Bear, just a little bit. They're able to plan and kind of get involved. You can actually ask them, you know, show them some videos, ask them, does this ride look good to you? Should we add it to our list? You know, have them carry a park map. This was the age where my kids really loved those park maps. They were carrying them around, they were finding all the things. Very exciting at that age. And they're still young enough to feel that so-called magic, right? A lot of parents want to bring their kids to Disney when the magic is still there, when we all still believe and everything is new and magical. This age can still be in that time zone. So that's really, really good. In terms of food, the older kids are just, you know, they're older, right? So they're a little less picky. They're easier to feed than perhaps the younger age group, which is a huge plus. Also, because they're older, they tend to sleep better. You don't have to worry about naps and all those kind of things. And they understand the process. They understand okay, we need to get up early so we can get on the bus in time, so we can do rope drops, so we can ride the rides, right? They understand these kind of concepts. As toddlers, eventually, they don't care what you say. Because they're toddlers, right? So the cons of the 5 to 8 age group are, well, guess what? They have their opinions and they're going to use it. They're going to speak their voice. In that age group, I definitely heard a lot of, I don't want to do that. I'm not doing that. Why are we doing that? I think we should do this instead. Those opinions definitely come out. And because they can have opinions, they can still fight you and argue with you because they're still kind of breaking through that barrier, that parent-child relationship. So not only are they giving their opinions, but they can give their opinions quite strongly. And as a con, I wrote it down, is this age group, some of those kiddos might still need that stroller. Again, love and hate relationship with that stroller. If they need the stroller, get them the stroller because it's much better to have a fit in a stroller than have a fit while they're, you know, you're dragging them across the concrete. Please don't drag your kids across the concrete. You know, but they're tagged, you know, you're pulling them on their arm, they're pulling you on the arm, they're fighting you. It's so much easier. Just toss them in the stroller, give them a granola bar, move on, you know, push them away from the scene. The next age group is the 8 to 12 zone. Now, this is where I am currently at. I am currently in this age group. So the pro to this is 100% you're most likely done with that stroller. I cannot tell you how much I hate the stroller after using it for so many years. And they are very helpful in the planning. Right now, my kids pretty much plan their trips. They tell me exactly what they want to do. We work it in the schedule. They actually pack. Mom, I want to wear this. Mom, I want to bring that. They're very, very involved and they love to talk about it. They love to get on my phone and kind of research their own things, which makes them being able to plan and prepare for their own trip. I feel like kind of makes them happier in the long run when they actually get there because they can't say, well, I didn't want to do that. Well, yeah, you did because you planned it. Don't you remember? This is what you wanted to do. This is what you researched. The other thing is they can try new rides. They're older, they're braver, perhaps they got a little taller, and they're more open to doing more things. You know, they're not so much in that kiddie zone. The con, of course, is once you hit 10, you are a Disney adult, which means you cost more money. Not only ticket-wise, but food-wise. A lot of restaurants will not let the younger kiddos get a kid's meal. Just something to note. And the other con is, well, once they get that preteen age, they kind of start getting a little bit embarrassed. You might feel like they're making comments like, I'm not into princesses anymore. I'm not into Mickey Mouse. This is dumb. This is stupid. Deep down, I'm telling you, they truly love these things, but you know, they got to speak their opinion, right? They got to say that princesses are for kids. So this is when that stuff kind of starts happening. And with that, of course, is they might start losing that taste of Disney magic. I personally haven't had to deal with that because I've been taking my kids to Disney since they were babies. They are very much aware of what's going on and they absolutely love every part of Disney. And as they get older, they get more interested in the way Disney was kind of built and designed versus the magic of it all. But this is the age of what, you know, Angela Lansbury said in Bedknobs and Broomsticks. This is kind of the age of not believing. So depending on what your real reason for taking these kids to Disney are, that might matter to you. For me, not so much, because my kids are still having a magical time, even though they might have lost that toddler, young kid, Disney magic, as everyone calls it. Next stage is the teens. Oh my goodness. So the pros of bringing your teen, well, they can do their own thing, right? You can send them off to go get their own lunch, go get your own breakfast. Mama doesn't have to do it for you anymore. They can pretty much ride everything and anything, assuming they're willing to do so. And they can be responsible. Again, you can send them off with $20 to go get their own lunch and have them come back. You don't have to be as watchful of them as you would necessarily a toddler. And of course, teens are easy to feed. Same kind of thing. You want a burger, sandwich, salad, whatever you want, just get it. Mama doesn't care, just order. The cons, of course, is the fact that they can do their own things means they might want to do their own thing, meaning they might not want to hang out with you. And of course, being older means they will definitely speak their opinion. So you got to watch out for that with those teens. Also, of course, the age of technology, their head may be stuck in their cell phone, their tablet, or their computer, constantly wearing their headphones. Of course, this is something between you and your teen. You can decide if that's allowed at Disney or not. Again, that's between you and your kid. The other thing is, teens are cool, right? They just might lose interest in those kiddie rides. Mom, that's boring. Why am I going on a kiddie ride? So you as the parent might be like, oh, but Small World is like the best ride. We always have to go on Small World. A teen might be like, no, I want to go on a coaster, because that's cool, right? That's what they can kind of Instagram and film. So this is the kind of pros and cons of taking that teenager. Of course, next stage is young adult to adult. To me, this is the best age to go to Disney. Why? Because this is the age that I am. I am the best age to go to Disney, don't you think? Don't you think you're the best age to go to Disney? Why? Because I get to do whatever I want. I am re-impressed with the little things, including the kiddie rides, because I've grown out of all those stages. I can now go back into those kiddie rides, Peter Pan and Winnie the Pooh, and enjoy them for what they are. See them with a different mindset. See them with the creative side in mind, not only seeing them how they, interact with my kid. That's a great thing as an adult to do. And as an adult, I can be very helpful, right? I can help other people plan and do things and share my opinion. And of course, as a young adult, you can pay for your own trip, right? So if you have older kids, maybe they're in college or a little bit later, they can probably help share with the cost, like mom's gonna pay for the hotel, you pay for your own ticket, or I will pay for your hotel and tickets, you pay for your own food. That can absolutely happen with an older adult. And of course, being older, you just go with the flow, you can do your own thing, you can manage your own day, your own trip, and people don't have to worry about you. You can do it yourself. So yeah, I'm the best age to take to Disney. Who wants to take me to Disney? In the end, guys, I gave you the pros and cons of all the ages. I think hopefully you understand that the best age to take to Disney is, in the end, any age. The age that you can go, the age that your kids are right now, the age that you can afford. Because there's pluses and minuses with all these different age groups. There isn't one secret sweet spot. Why? Because each kid is different. We're just different. Some kids get that thrill seek of an adventure younger. Some kids get it later. Some kids are still awed with Disney and still have that Disney magic even at their age, their older age. So it really just depends on the child. So I find that kind of worrying about what's the best age, like versus 2, versus 4, versus 6. I say go when you can go, and you'll have a blast, because each age presents its own challenges, right? But they present their own awesome, wonderful things. I mean, as a mom who has taken my kids since baby to now 12-year-old, that's my oldest, I can't complain about any of our trips. Each trip was different. Being able to watch her see things for the first time as a toddler was truly amazing. Down to today, watching her kind of plan for her own trips and figuring out what she wants to do in the day and being proud of herself for coming up with her own game plan is also very exciting. So I think as a parent, the answer really truly is any age. I hate to break it to you guys, but that's just what I firmly believe. But if you're worried about the nooks and crannies of it all, hopefully the pros and cons list helped you. Again, like the baby stage, so many people take their babies. I had one client who's always taken her babies. She swears that is the best age to take to Disney. I, however, felt differently, but that's because my kids probably traveled with a lot more stuff due to the bottles and everything else. She had a harder time with her kids when they were toddlers. I didn't. My toddlers had a fabulous time at Disney. So again, it's very parent and child specific. But anyway, guys, I hope this video helped you out or at least eased your mind over, I have a lot of people who really wanted to take their kids at 4 or 5, but they just couldn't afford it or they couldn't get out there. And so now they feel stuck taking their kids at 8 or 9 and they feel bad. They actually genuinely feel bad that they couldn't take their kids sooner. And I feel for those parents because in the end, they're still taking their kids to Disney at a fantastic age. And because those kids' first time being 8 or 9, they're still gonna have an amazing trip. They are still gonna see things for the first time. Their eyes are still gonna be wowed. So don't get boggled down with that stuff. Don't beat yourself over it because you couldn't take your kids at the so-called best age, because there really is none. Anyway, guys, I hope this video helped you out. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. If the subscribe button is red, please click it, turn it gray, hit the bell icon for notifications, like this video, and comment. Just now, I said there is no best age to go to Disney, but I know you guys have your opinion. What do you think is the best age to go to Disney? Leave it in the comments, would you please? I would love to know what you think is the best age because I personally, right now, I really do think I'm the best age to go to Disney. I am having so much fun going to Disney as a parent, when I go by myself, when I go with my friends. I mean, just every single time. I'm having a blast. I'm assuming the kids are having equally as much fun, but I can't lie, guys. I'm having a blast at my age. So yeah, truly, what is the best age to go to Disney? Let me know in the comments. I appreciate it, guys. Mahalo for watching. Nina, out.